Sorry, I yelled loudly.
That's okay. I got the limiter on.
Okay. So
You can tell like
setting.
Yeah, you can
Wait,
tell.
really? It automatically limits it when I yell?
It does. When the pitch gets too high, it does. Sometimes if you sound like all robotic, it's because it's bringing the decibels down.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And I don't know if they're gonna call today like Manic Monday or Black Monday or I
Can't
don't
say that. That's racist.
I don't know. It's not.
Mouse Monday.
Mouse Monday. There we go. We're gonna talk
Mouse Massacre Monday.
the Mouse Massacre. We're gonna talk about Disney layoffs mostly, but also there's a lot of other news going on today too. A lot of other people getting gone over the weekend and today. This guy here, Philip Lewis, he's a journalist. He works for, let's see, the Huffington Post, right? All of this happened before 5 p.m. today. Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon both got fired.
Yep.
So they're like canceling each other out, I guess. Aaron Rodgers traded to the Jets. I don't care about that. Disney layoffs. They have an arrest warrant out for one of the Jackass guys. There's a worker union Sega thing and something with Ed Sheeran. So who cares? Anyway, look, lots of stuff going on. And then over the weekend, the head of NBCUniversal, Jeff Shell, got gone.
Yep.
Because he had an inappropriate relationship with a woman in the company. That's never happened with a CEO before ever.
That's just it. I mean, I don't get this. Do I think it's a fireable offense? Probably not. But my next comment is, did they fire the woman? And at this point, it doesn't sound like they did. And I'm like, wait a minute. If they're both violating company policy, and it's company policy not to be able to behave that way, why does only he get fired?
Yeah, I mean,
They said it was going for 11 years.
11 years.
And I think the person that they broke it off a couple years ago, and they think she's the one that filed it.
Probably.
So she should be fired too.
She should be. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this. So that means that Universal is going to be in chaos now too. Disney's in chaos. Fox News is in chaos. CNN's in chaos. The whole world's in chaos. Everything's in chaos. It's all burning down. Anyway, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about everything burning here on.
So I had no reaction to that at all. I didn't, because I'm just like, so it's another day that ends in Y.
Pretty much. I mean,
I had no reaction.
Isn't that the way 2023 is going?
I'm just like
you could be like, hey, so-and-so went out of business, and then this other company like literally blew up.
There's spy balloons or aliens or all
possible
other crap.
aliens.
And I'm just like, yeah. Tracks.
So yeah, okay, whatever. What's on TV?
Yeah, I'm just like.
We're gonna talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Let's see, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Do you care enough to give a woohoo to people?
I'll give a woohoo.
So, woohoo. That's a lewd woohoo.
No. It's a woohoo.
Okay, there you go. Please subscribe. She really wants you to subscribe, right?
I don't know. I'm really tired.
So, like, look, even outlets that don't really talk about it that much, or they're usually in Disney's favor, or like, man, Disney had a really, really bad weekend. AV Club, it was a bad weekend for Disney. That was before the layoffs started. But they were talking about the upskirt videographer. We talked about that yesterday. They're talking about Maleficent burning down.
We talked about it earlier today.
Talked about that. Now we're going to talk about the layoffs.
But the AV Club's trying to get in on the Daily Dose of Disney.
They are.
That's hard to say. Daily Dose of Disney.
They are trying to save their own butts, I think, because outlets like the AV Club are.
Interesting. Salesforce is facing layoffs too. Wait, Disney, and they put Salesforce here. Wait, so
Salesforce and Amazon have been laying off too. Twitter,
okay, Salesforce again. That have ties to Disney.
Yeah.
Disney has an agreement with them for 5 years to use their services. The guy who owns that also owns Time Magazine, which has been putting out a ton of puff pieces about Bob Iger, and they just happen to have a relationship and an agreement.
Well, not like that.
Well,
not like that. You don't want to puff on Bob.
I'm not going to judge.
So this is This is coming from the Wall Street Journal. Top ESPN Plus executive cut in latest round of Disney layoffs.
ESPN, that's an interesting one because people kept speculating that they were going to get rid of ESPN. They've been saying they think they're going to get rid of ESPN. Bob Iger's like, oh no, it's everything's on the table. It went from everything's on the table to no, we're not getting rid of ESPN. And now but we're going to just gut the hell out of it instead.
I think they're going to wind up possibly selling Hulu. I don't know.
Well, they have to. Well, it's going to be interesting because Bob Iger flat out said that Comcast could make them, because of the contract, pay for the last third of Hulu, whether they want to or not.
Okay, so Disney said Monday, and the stock is up. Disney said Monday it's beginning to lay off people at ESPN and other divisions as part of its previously unveiled plan to cut 7,000 jobs. That number keeps changing.
Well, it was like 4,000 to 3,000 unfilled jobs. Now I think it's just 7,000 jobs. Doesn't matter if it's filled or unfilled.
At ESPN, the cuts come as Disney tries to figure out the sports media outlet's next chapter. Russell Wolff, a veteran executive who oversaw the ESPN Plus streaming service, is among those leaving the company, according to people familiar with the situation. Disney said several thousand U.S. employees will be cut this week from multiple business areas, including its entertainment arm. We talked about how it might affect animation. And at its theme parks, experiences, and products division.
But again, frontline workers like at the parks, the ones that are the face-to-face, aren't supposed to be affected.
The cheaper workers?
The ones that, they get the shit done, that take all the shit from the guests and don't get paid enough. Yeah, those people are still good.
So I think this is the Elon Musk effect. I think what happened was Musk laid off a bunch of people from Twitter, and tech companies kind of looked at that and they're like, well, Twitter didn't completely burn down. I mean, it's a little singed, right? And some celebrities are bitching about it, but for the most part, it's still functional. So we can get rid of about half our employees too and save a bunch of money. I
did an article yesterday. You don't have to pull it up, but you can go to piratesandprincesses.net. And everybody keeps saying, well, Disney's, too big to fail. And while I agree, I don't think Disney's going to go under. I think Disney is failing because it's too big. And I think that's why they have to make all these cuts. They overspent, overacquired. They mismanaged what they acquired. The streaming service, they were betting on the pandemic and what kept them afloat. And now it's like tanking them like everybody else. And they have to make all these cuts just to stay, in business or nimble enough to be able to move forward. And it's because they're too big. And they have ESPN and Hulu and all this other shit that's just like hemorrhaging money.
You can only spin so many plates, especially if there are things that you bought and not things that you grew organically that aren't part of the core business.
They're terrible stewards of Star Wars. Marvel now everybody's tired of. They've run everything into the ground.
They ran Pixar.
Yes.
How do you run Pixar
and
into the
you
ground?
keep thinking they're just going to turn Pixar into Disney animation.
I think they will.
And then we have the situations going on with like Universal and Illumination kicking their asses with Super Mario Brothers. Mm-hmm. And, meanwhile, Lightyear and Strange World have done terrible. I honestly don't think Elemental's going to do great. I really don't.
Nah, it looks kind of meh. I mean, I think it'll do better than Lightyear maybe, but it overall looks kind of meh. The last couple Pixar theatrical releases have not done well at all.
I think people are just tired of Disney. I honestly would tell you, people are just tired all the way around.
I would agree with that, and that might actually be a video and stuff. I was going to do a blog post on it, but I mean, we're seeing this just in our own. This isn't our own worldview being tainted by our disgust of the Walt Disney Company or anything like that. It's basically, we've been working in and around the company for a number of years. We've been covering the company for many, many years. We had another blog before this one. We've done a podcast for years. And I can tell you, it seems like organic interest in the Walt Disney Company, in Disney products, is at an all-time low. People are not searching for information for trips. They're not into Marvel and Star Wars.
But Universal's been up.
Yeah, Universal has been up. Universal stuff has been performing. People are excited about Mario. People are excited about Harry Potter stuff. Like it or not, they're excited about it. But I think Disney, it's like Marvel's pretty much over and done with, and so Star Wars.
All they've been doing is announcing meet and greets. And my next question is, which I'm not really sure what the answer to this is, and somebody in the comments I'm sure will try to tell me, is that if Disney is tied up with this new, oversight board, or or what's going on, and the question of legality of the agreements they made to themselves, which they weren't supposed to make to themselves, that might tie them up about announcing new parks or expansions, because it's all up for debate whether or not they have the right to do that. And where they might have been able to work something out with a new board, they just pissed them off. So you're not hearing a lot of things, like you're hearing the Blue Sky D23 and that stuff, but that you never heard anything else about it, because I don't know if they can just up and make those announcements at this point in time. They might be able to, but I'm not really sure what the legality is until they get this thing straightened out. Yeah, so now it's just finish what we have and
zoning and all that stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, at this point, like Disney, so where I see Disney right now is after Walt's death. Like Disney was riding high in the 50s and 60s. And after Walt passed, we had, a little bit of a jump start in the early 70s because of Disney World finally opening. But the 70s and early 80s for Disney were not good.
Black Cauldron almost wiped the company out.
Epcot almost wiped the company out. They overspent on Epcot. If it was, and look, people dunk on Michael Eisner. If it wasn't for Michael Eisner, Disney would just be a brand underneath some other companies.
I agree, because they were almost got sold then. And I think it's too the renaissance of animation. When we brought that about, we brought all the merchandising. We had all the new animation, the new merchandising, the new deals, and the new brand recognition, and the renewed interest in the parks. Yeah. And I think all that saved the company. But now we're coming back around again, where it's just like
Disney cycles. They always cycle. If you look at the history of this company, they cycle, and they always have their
hater.
No, I'm not.
I know. I'm just picking on you.
You look at the history of this company, they always have, like a decade where they're riding high, and then the next decade is like, okay, are we going to go bankrupt? Are we going to have to sell the company?
Well, I blame Iger. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I think it's Iger's fault, because I think Pixar was a good idea. Pixar was good.
It meshed up with Disney's core brand identity very well.
I even give you Marvel. I think Marvel initially started out as a good thing. I think what happened was then they started not taking care of the brands they had. We got Star Wars, and then a couple movies were good, and then they ruined that. Then he went and bought Fox, and they got Avatar out of it, but not $77 billion worth. They also did things like Home Sweet Home Alone, and the new National Treasure film, and stuff like that, or series and stuff like that did not do well. And he just overspent, but then they also killed their brands off as they went. And he's very arrogant, and I think that Iger's the reason for a lot of it. I'm not gonna lie.
He was both the savior and the destroyer. He basically came in when the company needed.
He didn't know when to quit.
Yeah, he didn't know when to quit. I think that's it. I think he basically Icarus.
Or when to tell people no.
Yeah.
Like, we want to do this with Star Wars. No. We want to, and then the streaming service, which saved them for the pandemic. I mean, that's a hard thing, because the streaming service did save them during the pandemic, but it also is, I think, directly tied to the decline of Star Wars, Marvel.
Yeah, they cheapen the brands.
Pixar.
Because you can tie it to Pixar, and the fact that they started dumping the movies onto streaming, so they devalued the Pixar product. They devalued Marvel and Star Wars by putting out a bunch of subpar, cheap shows. And people got used to watching all this stuff that they normally would go to the theater to watching it at home or checking out, because the shows weren't nearly as good as the movies. Quality wasn't there. And also the company got saddled with a bunch of debt. Mm-hmm. He was chasing this streaming whale.
Well, then they took a lot of debt just to stay, afloat during the pandemic, too.
People forget that.
They never mention it anymore.
No, it went down the memory hole.
Some of those debts, they agreed to years. Longer than that in some of them. Years to pay that.
The last descendant of King Charles.
Yeah, right.
Walks the earth.
So it's been a really interesting day the whole way around, because we have all this stuff going on with not just Disney, but Universal got hit. Fox is taking a hit. CNN is taking a hit, which is that'll be Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Earnings reports. First quarter's up. Now Disney's quarters are a little bit different than everybody else's. Theirs run first quarter, I think, is like October through January or something like that. But it's basically the chickens are coming home to roost. There were several years where there was all kinds of money, and I do tie all of this back, I think, to Silicon Valley, and there being all kinds of funny money and all kinds of venture capital. And hey, guys, we put some really stupid shit out there that people don't buy. It doesn't matter. We can just go to Silicon Valley or venture capital, and we can just dip in, get some more money. We don't have to be profitable. We can just keep making stupid decisions. We can make as many strange worlds as we want to. It's fine. We can just always get more money. We can always get more money. Now they're realizing like,
But you just limited money.
there is a finite amount of money in this. Just
even,
print more.
It's not even the finite amount of money.
Just print more
People
money.
have a finite amount of patience.
Yeah.
And you want them to part with their money. Thing is, Disney, I mean, I just remember a few years ago, they were talking about all the data they were collecting people to get them to part with more money. And it's like we joked many times, but they could have done it where you just pay to come in the park, pay to shop, pay for them just to like suck the money out of your pocket and not do anything but give them money. They would do it.
And then you throw, and I don't think it's the sole catalyst, but you throw all the political drama on top of it. You throw recession on top of it. And it's like, okay, so not only is Disney not the value it used to be, not only are they not producing the levels of entertainment they used to produce, but they still expect us to pay more for a subpar experience. But I'm on the verge of possibly losing my job, and they actively hate me because of my politics. You know, so you put all that together, and it's the perfect storm of like, what the hell? And you look at, and Disney doesn't learn. Like, I'm looking at Paramount, and there are a couple instances where Paramount learned a hard lesson. Sonic the Hedgehog. They retooled it.
But the thing is that they learned, and they changed it, and they listened. That's the difference.
Star Trek Picard season 3. I was a doubter. I watched the first season of Picard. I'm like, this is not even Star Trek. Picard is not written in character. I noped out after 2 episodes. I actually was looking forward to it. Never walked back. I'm like, it's just going to make me angry. And reluctantly, I started watching season 3 because so many people talked about how good it was. I'm like, my God, if they had just done this the first time and just given us more Next Generation.
I don't know what's so hard about it. If Disney had just given us Han, Luke, and Leia, they could have done
Falcon one more time.
Yeah, and if they had just made Finn, Jedi 2 and done what everybody expected, what they were setting up to do, and passed the torch and done it in a good way, people would have been fine with it. They would have been, she wouldn't have been Skywalker. They would have been fine with it, but they didn't.
They, have made dumb decisions. They've gotten rid of people that, I mean, look, you're only as good as your people. And as far as animation is concerned, John Lasseter was the guy. The reason they had another renaissance with 3D animation was because of John Lasseter, and they got him gone. He got Me Too'd. A very kind of like nebulous, like it wasn't like, okay, well, he was having an inappropriate relationship. It was like, well, he hugged people and he touched this one woman on her knee one time.
Made her uncomfortable.
I mean,
that sucks. You shouldn't be touching people, but
no. And they've told, I mean, look, my understanding is they actually told him before. They said, look, current year, just, glomming on to people is not a good idea. It's not a good idea. People are going to take it the wrong way, whatever. But I think it was a case of his underlings wanted his job. So they just kind of threw him, and now
they're telling people it's their fault that they don't go see Lightyear because they're too stupid.
Now those underlings are telling people it's their fault that Lightyear failed. They're too dumb, and I wonder how many of those underlings are going to get gone in this round of cuts.
I don't know. I know for a fact animation people are very, very nervous, and I feel really bad because people are so worried and upset. What are they going to do? And I do not delight in people being gone unless there's somebody like Kathleen Kennedy. But most people that are up for cuts are not people that are like, complete insufferable assholes. And I do feel for them because they're really worried. And a lot of these cuts could have been avoided if Disney had and Iger had just, listened and made better choices. It wouldn't come down to this now.
Yeah, and there have been rumors swirling for a while that Iger's just here to prep Disney for a sale, and I'm like,
that's a long-standing rumor, but
I don't know. I mean, how bad do things have to get until they just look at the situation and they're like, we're not going to make a comeback for another 10 years because it's not going to happen. Even with the theme, like you said, with the theme parks. It's going to take them 10 years if they announced another park today, it's probably going to take them 8 to 10 years to get that park.
Yeah, not to mention if they can even get the rights to do it, but being tied up right now.
And what kind of damage control would they have to do on Star Wars and Marvel and Pixar? They would have to basically scrap everything they're doing, start over again, even though they had a multi-year plan, and just be like, we're going to reboot or whatever, and it's going to take us years, to do that too.
I'm sure there's a lot of
Yeah, I'm sure there is. So it's just like they're in a really bad place right now. I don't see it getting better. I don't think Indiana Jones is going to do that well. I don't think Guardians 3 is going to do as well as they're hoping.
No, it's good. They keep predicting it worse and worse. Now, I mean, in the past they've done it too, and stuff has surprised people, so it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the best damn movie ever made, sure. I mean, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I like James Gunn movies. I do. I actually like the Suicide Squad, but
I think his movies get to become every movie's the same, and
he definitely has a style. It's basically okay. It's rockabilly, rednecky kind of,
I'm so funny. Him and Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
They're very distinct styles.
So I can't see him doing Superman. I just cannot. That's like the last person I could see.
Unrelated but related. They're still saying that Taika Waititi is going to do Akira. I thought that was set, ship, and sailed. Now apparently there's rumblings that's coming back, and I'm like, for the love of God, don't let Taika Waititi anywhere near fucking Akira.
It's like
anyway,
one of the most somber, serious manga anime
think
stories.
about his last couple movies with Akira.
Coming soon, Jack Black's Grave of the Fireflies. It's like, geez, man. All right, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to keep reporting on this. We're not going to know the full extent of the damage until like Thursday, I
Yeah,
guess.
between now and Thursday. Yeah.
But ESPN definitely getting gutted.
Well, it's not getting gone.
Well, we don't know what's.
We don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
it's people are getting gone from there, but I would not be surprised if they didn't.
People thought they've been saying, and Iger first said everything's on the table, and then he changed it to, no, ESPN, we're fine, ESPN. And that seemed like if anything was going to go, it was Hulu.
Yeah.
But then they're gutting ESPN, so who the hell knows?
Yeah, so let's wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.